Sentry mode activated. Target acquired.
Hey there, hunters, and welcome back to the Gunners Guild. The Monster Hunter Rise demo is out and everyone is painstakingly trying to cover every nook and cranny of the game, except me. I just like the guns. So I'm going to start off with some Rise demo coverage with the bow. What changed from world, how it plays, a hunt, and thoughts and speculations. So let's just get into that real quick. Now before we begin, I do just want to put a disclaimer here. This is a demo, it's subject to change. We don't actually have all the info, what's available and what does what. So take this just at face value, the demo, and then let the actual game speak for itself. Anyway, let's just go over the controls really fast of bow, since it's a little bit different from world bow. Aiming with ZL and firing normal arrows with ZR is still your bread and butter. We have up to charge 3 bow that has a rapid 2, pierce, and rapid 3 as a shot pattern. Remember that we'll have the return of shot pattern bows, so not all bows will fire the same arrows. So your R shots are your basic shots, and their properties will change with each bow. A is no longer a quick shot, instead we have the return of the melee arrow slash. However, this button will do your power shot and irregular shot just as it did in World while you're in the middle of a combo. Just clicking on it with no charge does melee. Power shot and the follow-up irregular shot are just stronger versions of your arrows, so the properties will change with your charge and your bow as well. They're just going to be slower but stronger shots. B is still your slide if you're holding aim, or a roll if you're not. You can still dash dance and rise with both your power and your regular shots. X will load coating still, and doing so after a slide still performs the mounting stab. Dragon Pierce is still in our arsenal as well, with X and A, and holding A will do an arc shot, but we no longer have coconuts, but buffs instead. The demo bow had a pretty pitiful healing arc shot, but each of the arc shots will change with your bow as well. Gunners use their Silkbind attacks with R, whereas melee uses them with L, so keep that in mind. Now R and X will perform the vault. While I initially didn't like this art, I've grown to love it. It's cheap, just costing 1 silk bug, and it's got great iframes at the start until you're actually airborne, so you can use it to escape attacks pretty effectively. And after you land, if you don't touch anything, you can stop moving to regen stamina pretty quickly. You can jump to the side with this art if you're holding the left or the right before you do it, but the only consistent way I was able to pull this off was to do it after a slide, a hop, or shooting an arrow. The second Silkbind attack we have is the Herculean Draw, which is a quick slide with no iframes, and a buff that grants about 10% more damage for about a minute or so. It's fine, it's just nothing all that exciting or special, so yeah, I don't really use it because it takes 2 bugs. For the coatings, same as World, infinite close range coatings, 20 of everything else besides powers, which you get 50 of, you get it. However, we do have exhaust coats now, which will let us get a chance to KO a monster, which makes sense because we can't get KOs off our arc shot anymore. So that's basically the controls for bow. It's world bow, but you get 2 power shots at the cost of losing your quick shot. Not a whole lot of changes outside of that, but the shot patterns are going to be returning, so keep that in mind. That being said, I would like to talk about my thoughts and opinions about the bow as I hunt this Rathian. Now a lot of people don't seem to like the bow in the demo, and I totally get it. It's pretty dang weak, and the stamina recovery is just shitty. However, I think the bow will be fine in the actual game. I hope. There is one contingency there, which I will cover in a minute. The main issue with bow is that, at least from what I can see, is that we essentially have no gear and no skills, and bow requires a lot of very specific things to get it up and running. First, we have a raw bow, and I fully expect elemental bow to still be the champ in Rise again, because unless there's some other crazy skills that's going to buff raw, bow just hits too many times to not take advantage of elemental. So we're already going to have a less than optimal weapon here in the demo, just using a raw weapon. Second is that we have no stamina management skills at all. The bow attacks eat up huge chunks of your bar, and the regen is painfully slow. Even the vaulting art to regen stamina feels pretty terrible to use. That can be remedied with armor skills for sure. We also don't have a charge forward load up or mighty bow, whatever they're going to use, so we're missing that as well. Ultimately, bow is going to be slower than World, and you can see it, the draw attacks, the power shots, the slides, it's all very slow. And I fully expect it to be a nerfed version of the World bow. But it should still perform fine and function great once we get some armor skills and some setups for it. Yes, the lack of quick shot kind of blows. It was a great move that let us regen stamina while ramping up our charges at the same time. Without it, bow's going to feel very handicapped. But again, this is a demo, and demos are typically not kind to gunners, so it's not too surprising. What is surprising is the melee and Dragon Pierce. I know, hear me out. In the demo at least, the melee arrow slashes are pretty dang strong. While a normal arrow hits for like 14 or 18, so like 42 to 54 on a good 3 volley hit on a good hit zone, melee slashes hit for pretty much that and can do 2 of them back to back. It's decently strong if you don't have stamina. And Dragon Pierce, I know, but the Dragon Pierce damage scaling seems super weird. Like uncharged, it hits for like 10 to 12 a tick, but fully charged Dragon Pierce does like 44 to 60. I mean, I hit Rathians for 60. I hit some of these other little critters for like 58. Mizu hit for like 40, I think. But it does a lot of damage, and it scales up like 4 times the amount of damage based on the charge level. That seems like absurdly strong for Dragon Pierce. It's very odd. Now, I'm not saying that they're good, I'm saying that they look good because everything else is pretty bad by comparison, which is exactly how Bo was looking in the world demo. So don't look at Bo in this demo and immediately think it's going to be bad. It's probably not going to. Just take the demo lightly and focus on the mechanics and the movesets rather than the actual damage numbers and stamina right now. Maybe with some decent skills, the vault art regen will be like super lightning fast and we won't even miss quick shot. I mean, it's all speculation at this point, but I understand other Bo users' concerns. It does look pretty pitiful from this point. I feel like in the end, Bo will be just fine, just not the powerhouse it was in World, which is fine because it had its time to shine and now it's Hunting Horn's time. I still have fun playing Bo and I'm actually hoping that it gets more buffing hunter arts and some crazy arc shots so I can be even more supportive with it. I just need that stamina arc shot and we'll be great. But anyway, that's all I really have on the Bo for now. It's a clunkier world Bo, but I think it'll be okay in the end. Ultimately, I'm still pretty happy with it. So, do the next guns later. So, that's all for me. Good luck out there, hunters, and whatever you may be hunting.